Hi, I'm Tim Richmond. I'm the owner chef here at Longplay. Just watched Fellini's 8.5 out the back in the cinema, and I want to make 3 dishes inspired by the film. Spaghetti alla puttanesca. For main, I'm going to cook a pork chop cooked in 2 wines, and for dessert, little meringue sandwiches filled with ice cream and topped with berries. So the film's essentially about a director struggling with his relationship with women and his creative process. It has quite a few dream sequences, and in which, you know, the viewer gets a sort of insight into the psychology of the director. I think it's based on his own experience, Fellini's own experience. The reason I chose spaghetti alla puttanesca is because it literally translates into English from Italian as spaghetti of the whore. There's a scene when the protagonist is with his mistress. He asks her to do her makeup like a whore, and it's guided by his, you know, sexual, you know, needs. So I'm just going to quickly slice up this onion, pop them in. So that's just some sliced garlic, chilli and thyme. The oil just carries so much flavour, and then I just like to throw a couple of spoons of that mixture into my onions. I'm just going to add some tomato puree. I'm going to whack it on the stove upstairs, and then basically cook that down until it's nice and thick and reduced. So my Napoli's concentrated, it's been reducing for a while. Just going to get a stick blender and give it a quick whiz, the Italian way of just simplicity and let the ingredients sort of do the work. I've got capers, olives, anchovies. I like to crisp them up a little, and then basically I reckon that's ready for my Napoli. So I'm going to toss that about a little bit. You want to get to those heights of decadence that a 3-course Italian meal can only do. Yeah, it's tasting really good. I've got to put a little bit of chilli there, a little bit of spice, so yeah, sweet, spicy, salty. So I've got my cooked pasta here, al dente. I'm going to throw it into my sauce there, and then it's going to toss that through. Cool, so now we're ready to plate up. So the finished dish, spaghetti alla puttanesca, spaghetti of the whores, inspired by Fellini's 8.5. So we've done our puttanesca, now we're on to our meat course. Pork chops in 2 wines, great recipe from Marcella Hazan. I'm going to twist the recipe a little and add some seafood. In this case I'm going to use Balmain bug meat, which are those little crazy alien creatures that look like they come from another world. Wouldn't it be weird if it just came alive now? So the combination of the bug meat with the red wines may be a little bit different, but so is the film. So I'm going to start with my pork dish. So I'm just going to coat my pork chop in flour, and this represents Guido, the pork chop between the 2 wines. One the mistress, the other his wife. I'm just going to put my pork chop in there.
So you're saying about Guido, you call him a pig?
I think many would consider Guido to be a pig. He's like, so I'm a pig, and you know, I'm going to explore this. You know, and so it's like when people confess their crimes, it sort of somehow absolves their guilt. So I'm just slicing up this garlic. My pork's perfect. That's exactly what you want. That nice golden brown. That's exactly what I'm after. Before I add my wine, I'm just going to add about a teaspoon of garlic, my Chianti, earthy, and then I'm going to add my masala, my sweet sort of port style wine. Tomato puree.
Do you speak Italian?
No, my mother's first language, so I just want to learn. There's a fat on the meat she would call pele, which I've said to Italians that had no idea, they've never heard it before ever, so well, maybe it was just a family word. Basically, I'm just going to put that on low for 40 minutes, an hour. Right after that, the meat will be tender. I'm going to keep turning it every now and then. So now I'm going to prepare my bug meat. So that's how they propel themselves, like that, and then they've got like weird little crab hands, and they've got, I don't know what these things do. Maybe they like, it's how they talk. They sign to each other. Hello, my name is Billy Bug. But you want a nice clean cut. So now I've got to brain the bug, put the finger in, and they all come out. A bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and then that's going to go under the griller for about 5 minutes. So the pork chop's been cooking away. It's looking pretty ready actually. I think we're ready to go. I'm going to pick a little bit of parsley. So you just want to get that sauce over the meat. I like the fact that the bug meat is untainted, it's still clean. So yeah, there's my bug meat. A little bit of pepper on top. With a little bit of shaved fennel. And there we have it. Guido the pork chop, cooked in 2 wines, with Balmain bug from another world on top. So now we're up to the sweet course, inspired by Guido's mistress and her dress and her hat. It's sort of white and fluffy, and it's, you know, it made me think of egg whites. So it's pretty simple, the meringue. Basically you get some sugar and some egg white and you mix that together. Then you whisk some egg whites until they form stiff peaks, and then you combine the two, the sugar mixture and the egg whites. Look at that, that's mesmerising. And then pipe them onto a floured tray and cook them very, very slowly. So I'm going to grab the little meringues that I've made for my dessert, and I'm just going to layer some of this coffee chocolate hazelnut ice cream. Basically you do this. There's a classic line when they're all out having a meal al fresco, the producer says, "Shut up and eat your ice cream." So yeah, I've got my little layers of meringue and ice cream, and I've just got some fresh berries on top. So shut up and eat your ice cream. I don't like to taste fine food. I'll call someone over. Hey, Mike.
I'm a bug fan. That's great.
You surely had PUTTANESCA before. Kill it. It's gotta die.
It's very good.